All right. So we're going to stick to the St. Louis card. I feel like we're kind of obligated at this point to talk about a certain CARLOS ULBERG.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he starts his MENIFIELD. I think it was 12 seconds. Might have been 18. It's one of the two.
12, I think.
I think it was 12. In his most impressive performance to date in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
And he now has a nice number next to his name. What we talked about before with the rankings slipped right in where MENIFIELD was. I think it's 13 or 11. I can't remember. It might be 11.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember. I think it's 11.
Yeah, I think so.
So, based on what you've seen and, you know, a lack of competition for Paltan at light heavyweight, apart from Khalil Roundtree, of course. Yeah, less of that. Do you think Ulberg could go all the way and be CKB's revenge cyborg?
Oh, man. That is a tall task. I think that if the matchups are presented favorably for him, then it's possible that he could get up there. And considering the fact that the UFC would want that, they would want it because you know he's very marketable, very well spoken, and he can scrap. He has a really good winning streak going on. So there's your, you know, that you got that box checked off. I think that if he beats somebody like a Khalil Roundtree, like a Jan Blachowicz, which is a tall task because Jan Blachowicz is going to take him down. We've seen this Jan against a CKB person before. You know, him against anybody in that range. Honestly, they probably just make him fight one more time and then they give him a title shot. Like it's that thin up there. Outside of Ankalaev, you know, Jamal Hill, like it's. And Yuri, of course, Prochazka, who should probably, y'all have talked me into it. I think he should probably go ahead and get that title shot at this point. Because who else? Yeah, I think he's probably one fight away, man. To be honest, just because of all of those factors. You know, just the same things that I used to say that I was saying about Dustin before. And Dustin's, you know, situation was far more tricky and complicated, but it's a very similar thing. It's just being where you need to be at the right time and coming off a win at the right time. And I think that if he does one more fantastic thing, like his next fight cannot be I won it by decision or by split decision. No, can't do that. You have to go and finish somebody, and they'll give you that title shot.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've actually got a few things to say about this one, and some of them are going to be completely irrelevant, but you know, what's new there? It's, you know, this is the Frankie needs to get something off his chest moment. The first thing I want to say is I thought his performance was great. I do feel that like Ulberg is very typically CKB though. Like he's really fun to watch as a fighter, but they need to stop these guys from speaking. Do you know what kind of Ulberg gives me vibes of a certain kind of fighter? Can you guess who it is?
Luke Rockhold?
Fuck me. Luke Rockhold. Now when I say that, like I mean I kind of imagine this dude, you know, he's at a bar, really good looking dude, tall. You know, he looks like a CK underwear model. I think it's fair to say. But I can imagine, though, that his mouth ruins a lot of situations for him. It's just like the zero riz game, whatever they call it now, problem. Like, I imagine he gets approached in bars by 10 out of 10s all the time, and all he has to do is be fucking normal, but ends up in the dry cleaners the next day, washing out another gin and tonic.
That's true.
Like, it's the anti-game effect is what I'd call it. Like, I knew a dude like that in uni as well, but I'll save that anecdote for another time. I'm not going to name and shame him today.
You know who you are.
It's like, you know, when someone's so good looking, they feel like they never have to develop any kind of game.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
you can add that to the Frankie gay highlight reel and clip that. Anyway, as for the fight itself, as impressive as that was, can you explain to me what the fuck MENIFIELD was doing?
Now, you know what? I think that Carlos's win was more Alonso being stupid than Carlos being, you know, elite. While Carlos had to catch him, you know, coming in, Alonso just ran right into the punches. Like, what are you doing? What was the thought process? Like, I don't know, man.
I'm wondering if he was like taking like Pat Barry's advice, you know, to meeting women into his fight, and he misunderstood it. You know, catch them when they're not ready, a little immature, pounce really quick. Yeah, you know those ones.
Catch him slipping.
But you know, at the end of the day, Ulberg got it done, and that's what matters. So back to what we were talking about. I'm gonna veer right back on course again. Do I think he's gonna be champion one day? I think he's got a great chance, you know, or at least, you know, there's a possibility. As you said, if his career is managed in the right way, I think he could potentially be a very interesting matchup for Alex. Because I mean, at CKB, who has studied Alex more than them? And the interesting thing is, not only do they know everything about this man, Ulberg is a natural light heavyweight as well. Yeah. Like, he's naturally very big and strong for that weight class. He's got the size, he's got the range, and as much as I shit on that team, they prepare very well. And the reason why I think it could be interesting is because obviously it doesn't happen right away. I would say that if the fight happens based on the trajectory that they're both on, I could see it happening in about a year and a half. And at that point, if Alex is still champion, he'll be 38. And Ulberg will be just about turning 32. I think the two fighters will naturally lead there because of the storyline between the two gyms. I think we could see it. And I think if it happens at that time, Ulberg will be more experienced. He'll have a few more fights under his belt. And he could be the guy to do it at that point. They just need, as I said, to stop him from saying words.
Yeah,
that would be really good for his career. He should just be the stoic badass that beats people up, says a few things, and then fucks off. Yeah. Stop trying to be cool, because you don't need to be. You're a handsome dude, and you can fuck people up.
Got too much loot.
Enough. Yeah, you know the whole like, yeah, you know, woman siphons up to him and he goes, "So baby," spit or swallow, and they just spit in his face and walk off.
That's exactly how that would go. Exactly how that would go.
I get the same vibes. I really get the same vibes from this guy. But yeah.
Yeah, I think
he could do it.
It's a very similar situation. Like, before Alex became champion, I thought that if everything fell right, yes, he could get there. But if it were a situation where he had to walk up the line, there was no way, because somebody was going to wrestle him. It was going to happen. But the UFC was like, let's not give him those sorts of obstacles.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like for Carlos, they would do a similar situation. They're going to say, no, you got to beat people, but we're going to give you people that are more in your wheelhouse and let you challenge wrestlers when you get the belt. How about that? You know, so
yeah, they would love to have that man on a poster, wouldn't they?
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, we'll see. It will be very telling who they give him for his next fight. And we'll know. We kind of know they're gonna make it. They're gonna give him the soft touch, whatever it may be.